So we have two brand new airports for you today here on the west coast of New Zealand's South Island. I'll explain why there's two places in a few moments, but let's have a look at this one, which is called XNZLF LaFontaine Road, largely because it's right next to LaFontaine Road, so calling it LaFontaine Road seemed like a pretty good idea. There's not a lot here, but Google Street View does a reasonable job of showing that one building with the red roof, so I've managed to make a custom object of that at least. So as far as scenery goes, it's kind of realistic to what's actually here from what I can make out of the place. Yeah, let's go and have a quick flight, shall we? And hopping away. Yeah, if you're familiar with the scenery I make, then you'll know I had a reasonably large area around the actual airport, just putting in houses and other buildings and tweaking the trees and vegetation so that it looks a bit nicer when you're flying in and out. I've done the same here, as I always think that's worth the extra effort and makes an airfield more visually appealing to use the X-plane. Right, we'll go and have a low fly past, and as you can probably tell, coming in this way, this is the easier approach as it's very open and nothing to get in the way. Coming from the other end, there are those trees to clear first, which will shorten the usable runway you have, which may be an issue in this Baron, but a more sensible aircraft that can actually do short field operations, that shouldn't have any problems. Yeah, so that's number one, LaFontaine Road. Time for an explanation of why there's two airfields today. Well, I found this on my Plan G moving map, and as you can see, there's a long straight bit of road which makes a turn just after where the airfield is. Then to build the new airfield in WED, the world editor, I searched and found that long straight bit of road with a turn in it. Although sadly there was no sign of the airstrip now that I had satellite imagery to look at. So obviously they've closed it and it's not a working airfield now, but I thought, why not make it anyway and essentially put a fantasy airstrip back where the real one must have been at some point in the past. Now that was going well, probably about 2/3 of the way to being finished, when I discovered a bit of a problem. Yeah, the reason that the airstrip wasn't on the satellite pictures was that I was at totally the wrong straight bit of road with a turn in it. Yeah, so I went to the correct straight bit of road with a turn in it and managed to do that some scenery for LaFontaine Road where we've just taken off, which is the real life airstrip in its real life location. But as for the one which I'd started in the wrong place, I had done a reasonable amount of work. There were some buildings and things which made it a more interesting airstrip, so I decided to carry on and finish it anyway as a fantasy airfield which doesn't actually exist in real life. And that's now XNZWA Waitaha Road, because it's right next to Waitaha Road, and it seemed a good idea to call it that. So basically you have one airfield because it's really there and does exist, and a second airfield scenery because I'm an idiot. Never mind. Yeah, okay, it's over to the right in this valley, and we'll go and land there now so you can see that one, which does give me time to say that if you have a look at what I posted at the org forum, the download button contains a package with both of these airfields to make life easier for you, and of course you can also get them from my mega folder as well, which is where I store lots of other scenery I've made. So if you're new to my stuff, then that could be worth a look. And if you're also new to my little corner of YouTube, then you may want to check out some of my other videos here as well, where unlike pretty much every other channel, I really couldn't give a crap whether you like or subscribe. I just have a bit of fun flying around, and well, other people may do it better or fly more realistically or have more viewers. I think it's fair to say that out of all the flight sim channels on the entire internet, I am probably the world leader in saying the word bollocks in my videos. Much more than anybody else. People like Q8 Pilot, never heard him say bollocks at all, not even once. Each to their own, I suppose. Right, so airfield ahead and runway in sight. Slightly shorter runway here though. La Fontaine Road is about 550 metres, which is roughly 1,800 feet. This place is closer to 430 metres or 1,400 feet. A bit more of a challenge for O'Baron, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And this is the easier approach again, as it's quite open at this end. There are some buildings to clear trying to land from the other end. Yeah, and as always, the trees and houses and things around here, all the eye candy stuff. Yeah, I've added all that to the scenery. Yeah, looking okay. Let's see what we can do for a landing. Over the fence, that's good. Okay, not a perfect landing, but yeah, I suppose it will do. Oh crap, we're sliding. This is not good. That's a bush. Yeah. Oh no, that's a tractor. I really didn't want to be parking in a tractor. Bollocks. So welcome to Waitaha Road Fantasy Airfield, which does have plenty of room to park an aircraft if you wanted to do it that way on the apron, or you could destroy a tractor instead. I'll leave that up to you. So yeah, okay then, that's 2 new airstrips, and just to give you a better idea of where they are, kind of halfway between Franz Josef and Hockey Tika is where you'll find them, next to long straight bits of road with a turn in them. Yeah, so hopefully you'll have fun paying them both a visit, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.